Oh, I think it's disgusting, keeping us sitting waiting here in our own time.
Mr. Rumble will be here in a moment, Mrs. Slocum. And after all, may I remind you that this meeting is for our mutual benefit. Any ideas that spring out of it that increase sales mean increased commission.
I'm sorry I'm late. I was trying to find the aspirins. Then I couldn't find the suggestion box.
It's here on the table, sir.
Well, what idiot took it off the wall?
I did, sir.
That was a stupid thing to do.
At Captain Peacock's request.
I thought it might save time, sir.
Well, it hasn't, has it?
Oh, for goodness sake, let's get on with it.
Yes, well now, may I remind you that this meeting is for our mutual benefit. Any ideas that spring out of it?
I have been through that, sir.
Oh, well, perhaps you'd like to open the box.
Or will you take the money?
Well, where's the key?
Isn't it in the lock?
I would hardly ask that if it were.
Well, where is it?
I just asked that.
Well, how do we know there are any suggestions in it?
Well, there's something in here.
It's probably the key.
He's dropped off to sleep again.
Wake him up.
There's no point in waking him up till we've opened the box.
It's without the key.
I'll tell you what, we could take the box down to the X-ray machine they got in the shoe fitting department. And then they'll be able to see what's inside the box.
I have a much better idea.
What's that?
Come in, the door's open. We're just looking for the key. It's under the mat. Go back to sleep.
Oh, give that to me. Give it here.
Oh, well done, Miss Brown.
Blimey, I wouldn't like to have ridden off to the Crusades leaving you behind. You'd have been out of your chastity belt before I got to Dover.
Don't worry, I'll be back into it as soon as you got home.
Captain Peacock, perhaps you'd like to see what we've got.
Certainly, sir. It appears to be a piece of pork pie.
I wondered what had happened.
Sir. Well, this one is unsigned and suggests that you do something physically impossible with the suggestion. Increased sales would be obtained if the whole floor was devoted to menswear, signed E. Granger.
I don't think I need comment.
This one is from Mrs. Slocum. Dear sirs, sales in the ladies' section could and would be improved by the removal of the men's trousers and underwear.
I totally disagree and protest most strongly.
I think we must all accept that both the ladies and the gents' department are here to stay, and that it's our job to boost sales in both sections. Is there anything else?
Yes, well, this one appears to be in verse. If you're wanting to sell ladies' knickers, here's a gimmick that's brimming with fun. Get Miss Brahms to wear a very brief pair, and we all have a look at her one by one. It's unsigned, but in Mr. Lucas's handwriting.
It's a forgery.
Some people's minds.
Then there's a bus ticket and a drawing of a Toby jug with your name on it.
Hey, that's very good. That's a very good likeness, that. One of your best, Mr. Granger.
Well, let's get on with it, shall we? Now, have we any suggestions as to how to improve the image?
We could try making the ears a bit bigger.
The image of Grace Brothers.
Mr. Lucas, this is a serious discussion.
You could have fooled me. We haven't discussed anything yet.
Well, let's have the woman's point of view.
I wondered when you were going to get round to asking me. Well, I think the whole place looks like it had come out of the Ark. It wants bringing up to date. I rather favour the Bieber look.
The what look?
The Great Gatsby, you know, ostrich feathers, concealed lighting, and somebody playing these foolish things.
A tinkling piano in the next department.
And we could have those lovely big potted plants, the ones with the big leaves.
You mean palms?
That's right, the feel of the 20s.
Yeah, I'm very fond of a feel of the 20s.
What do you think?
Isn't that rather old-fashioned?
Well, let's take a vote on it. Hands up all those who like the sound of it. Yes, well, I like the sound of it too. I'm rather surprised that you don't, Peacock.
If you will allow me to finish my sentence, sir, isn't that rather old-fashioned look really quite a good idea?
That just leaves Mr. Granger dissenting.
He's not dissenting, he's scratching.
Yes, and we could have those lovely 1920s frocks with all feathers and beads.
Oh, that would be nice.
Only for the ladies, of course.
I don't think we could afford to go that far.
But can't we have the potted palms? I mean, they give the place so much atmosphere.
I doubt if we could afford those.
But I think the concealed lighting's a good idea.
Yes. It does sound rather expensive. We'll just have to see how far the budget will stretch.
In that case, it's all down to a jar of daffodils and a nightlight.
Couldn't we have the music? I mean, that puts everybody in such a good mood.
Oh, well, that's if we could afford the music, that is.
Well, there's no problem over music. We can simply play a record over the loudspeaker system.
I've been trying to remember the tunes of that era. What about Al Jolson? You know, what was it? I'd walk 1,000,000 miles for one of your smiles, my Mammy.
It should be very good for the shoe department.
What about I'll see you again whenever spring breaks through again?
Very good for bedding. How about June is busting out all over for the bra department?
If you can't say something sensible, I suggest you leave your seniors to come up with the ideas.
I can mend your umbrella.
Beg your pardon, Mr. Granger.
Toomaloo, it's a song, you know. Toomaloo, maluma, toomaloo, maluma, tooma, aye. Any umbrellas, and today, he'll mend your parasol. He will mend them all with what he calls his thingamajig. Bing Crosby, I think.
We sell umbrellas, we don't repair them.
No, I know, but this would help to draw attention to them.
I think the background, the music is intended to be background, you see, and is not necessarily pertinent to any particular article.
Yes, exactly. And the records rather depend on what they're trying to push in the music department.
Well, knowing our music department, it'll be Cavan O'Connor and Revenell and West.
I've listened to what's being said, and I like what I've heard.
You know what always makes me buy things in those big supermarkets? It's when they're playing music, and then the music stops, and suddenly you hear bing!
But I said Bing Crosby. But nobody would listen.
I mean a bell that goes bing, and then you get a deep voice saying, frozen foods, peas are down today, and things like that.
It's a very good idea, that. Yeah, I could just see that now. Bing! This is the ladies' department. Knickers are down today. We'll all get killed in the rush.
A one-track mind.
No, I think the idea has possibilities. We could have a voice to draw attention to lines on special offer. Oh, but I'm not entirely sold on Bing. I think something rather deeper, like Bong.
How about Dong?
So long as we don't have a pong, and I think that's the